Kelly's Eye, brought to you by Ellis Brown Architects.
Peter, what's Kelly's Eye looking at today?
Today I'm looking at a blast from the past. For me, at least, it's something from the 60s, although this particular building was a bit later than that. I'm looking at concrete screen blocks.
Screen wall blocks, yes. Do you know where they came from?
Well, they're probably from Rudal Industries, but you would know better than me.
Yes, they are. They were handmade. Today they'd be stamped out on a press of some kind, I suppose. They were handmade, and I think they only had about 3 moulds or 4 moulds, so production took a long time.
Yeah, they're a foot square, and then they've got this sort of pattern in the middle like a diamond shape.
Yeah.
But it's curved, so when you put the blocks together, when you put 4 together, you then get a circle and half circles.
That's right, and it's quite attractive appearance, really.
It is.
Is it a common architectural design, that circle within a square, is it?
Yeah, you also had one with a sort of square in the middle, which then made a cross shape.
Yes.
You could, I think, through Exchange and Mart, buy a rubber mould, and you could make your own for
That's true, yes,
for garden ornamentation.
Yes.
But anyway, they're here, and they're there for a purpose. They're for ventilation into the underside of a building, and the underside is sort of used as a garage come store.
And if I say Ty Ellen, does that mean anything to you?
Well, it only does because it's on the sign up above the garage area. Is rustic brick and rendered panels, and of more recent times this bright green and white sign has gone up which says Ty Ellen, and above that it says Isle of Man Art Society, because we have come here to 2 lanes. They run from Withington Road in Douglas down to York Road.
Oh, yes.
And this one is behind the houses in Palatine Road, and that lane is behind the houses in Woodburn Road.
Was it a sort of industrial building originally, or what?
No, going way back on this site was the builder's yard of Fred Callow, the builder, who built a lot of the houses here in Palatine Road and York Road. And rather like Alex Gill, he used a plot in between for his builder's yard, and therefore it was convenient and didn't have to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Then there was some sort of other workshop on the site. In fact, his first workshop was the old tram shed off the promenade from the horse trams.
Really?
Because that was at the bottom of Summer Hill, and the horse trams went in one side and out the other, and then at night they closed the doors. He put that up as a fairly big workshop. Anyway, the Jehovah's Witnesses purchased the building that was here. That it wasn't his old one. And first they applied to alter this industrial or commercial building into a place of worship, Gospel Hall, which they did get. They certainly got bylaw approval to do, but then very shortly afterwards, and I don't know that they actually started work at all on the conversion. I don't think they did. We're talking about 1973, and so in March 73 they were going to convert it, and in February 73 they said, no, we're going to pull the lot down and start again. And so they did, and so they built this building which gave them the Gospel Hall up above, coming off the lane behind Woodburn Road.
Red brick.
This red rustic brick, and a series of windows on this side. I mean, looking at it now, you'd never have thought, oh, this was a church or a religious meeting place. Some of the boarding up on top, which is herringbone fashion, has now been replaced in plastic, as have the windows. And then, of course, a few years ago, if you remember, they built themselves, literally over a weekend, a new church, a new hall down
Yes.
at the bottom of Belmont Hill.
An extraordinary thing, that appearing in no time.
Yeah, I mean, people came from across to help them out, but the whole thing just grew. I think we did a Kelly's Eye while they were doing it. This then came up for sale, and the Isle of Man Art Society were looking for a headquarters, and it proved ideal for them. I think at some point it was re-roofed. Now, I don't know. I have an idea. Maybe the single-story bit on the top lane had a flat roof, and they put a pitched roof on, which is obviously easier to maintain, or for the water to run off. But otherwise, it's unchanged. It's tucked away here. And I'm sure an awful lot of people don't know it exists.
Well, I suppose the art world, to some extent, will know, and I think the Art Society are very pleased with it for their headquarters. But it's not much of a picture in itself, is it?
Art is in the eye of the beholder.
Many of the most iconic buildings around the island have been designed by Ellis Brown Architects. Keep up with Ellis Brown today on Facebook or via ellisbrown.in.